What is up, Vigilantes? Welcome back to a brand new Arrow video. So today we're going over that new sizzle reel trailer that dropped very recently. I'm not expecting loads and loads of footage from this, but regardless, I'm hoping that it gives like a really good kind of hype quality to the show, considering the Flash trailer did that released a couple of days ago. So if you're brand new to what I do with trailers, what I do is I watch it and react to it with you guys, and I dive straight into the breakdown. So if you don't want to do that with me, essentially there will be a top pinned comment in the comment section where you can find a timestamp to skip my reaction. But other than that, guys, I want to dive straight into this. Very excited for Arrow this season. I'm sure it's going to be really good just because of the premise and everything like that. Sounds absolutely freaking amazing. But other than that, guys, subscribe to this channel if you're brand new for more Arrow videos just like this, and go ahead and like the video if you do go on to enjoy it. 3 and a 3 and a 3, 2, 1, play. Yes, and I've got an ergonomic keyboard. I know it's a weird keyboard.
I'm just here to do my time.
Keeping his head down low. That is an amazing shot. Holy shit.
Don't want any trouble. Keep my head down.
You're the Green Arrow. Wrong guy.
Avoid conflict. They're all afraid of you.
This is prison. You're playing by the wrong rules.
How's he holding up?
He's surviving.
Wow.
Oliver asked us to carry on.
Longbow Hunters are a direct connection to Diaz. They're the best lead we've had on him in months.
Argus is handling it.
Diaz took everything from me. My husband, my family, my life. I don't have anything to lose.
My days in the field were over the day Oliver went to prison.
Wow, this is amazing.
Is that the Green Arrow? I don't know who the hell that is. We both know that new Green Arrow is not who you should be looking for.
We can tell you with 100% certainty that he is not Oliver Queen.
Wow.
This is someone new.
What a freaking badass trailer. And when people ask me, like, what is my favorite, you know, DC TV show that I'm looking forward to this season, normally my favorite DC TV show is The Flash, but I've said Arrow every time because holy shit, that looks awesome. Wow, I'm kind of speechless right now. So first of all, in the trailer, guys, can we all just take a second to appreciate that amazing, just that amazing shot of Slabside? It is just so cool. Obviously, this is where Oliver is staying. They make it look insanely intimidating and just so comic book. You can imagine like the opening panels of a comic book if like this Arrow season 7 episode 1 was an issue, and this would be it with a lightning bolt drawn out there. It is just fantastic. Now in the other first few scenes of the trailer, we hear Oliver and we see Oliver just talking about you know, avoiding trouble, avoiding conflict. And you know, in recent interviews anyway, we've heard Stephen Amell himself talk about how Oliver obviously wants to get back to his family as soon as possible. Not that that would be happening anytime soon, but the best way to achieve that would be to keep your head down, avoid conflict, don't do anything that will make you literally any more in the shit. But I love how the trailer at the same time, with the amazing kind of music that gives it that effect, shows Oliver contradicting what the trailer is saying. Like he's evidently getting in fights like the shower scene we see, but it's also must be very hard for Oliver at the same time in terms of what I've spoken about before, with Oliver seeing people getting beaten the shit out of, whether it's Stanley or not, and he's completely avoiding it, and that must really burn him to the core because he's used to being the Green Arrow, he's used to helping people. Now the interesting thing that Stanley says is that they're all afraid of you, so this kind of now is leading me to believe that at least maybe some of the attacks on Oliver could be some people trying to think, well, if I try and take the Green Arrow down, then maybe that will make me top dog and I won't be as much of a target, or nobody nobody would bother trying to take me down. So that might be some of the motivations. I'm not saying it is. I'm sure, like, you know, people like Stardust or like Bronze Tiger will want to, like, you know, get some revenge on Oliver and multiple other people. And talk about Bronze Tiger and the other guys, we do see Bronze Tiger here with a freaking shank, and who knows, that could be when Oliver is actually fighting them, whether, you know, he's defending Stanley or somebody else. Now, seeing Stardust here just standing there as if he's getting ready, and just that board in the background, load of people there. I wouldn't be surprised that if there is that scene where we see Oliver smacking a guy over the face with the weight, if they kind of host some sort of fight club for Oliver, or like who can take down the Green Arrow. A couple of the guards are in on it. Everyone is loving it, really. You know, it's going to be absolutely horrible. I don't know. This is just a theory. I have no idea if that's going to happen, but I think that would actually make for an insane episode, or at least a part of the episode, like, let's see who can take out the Green Arrow. Now, the next scene really intrigued me, because we see Oliver talking to Brick, and Oliver's just like looking at him with such, I don't know, it's not necessarily like hate or anything. It's like he is listening to him, and Brick is saying, you know, this is prison, you're playing by the wrong rules. And what we have learned is that Oliver I can't remember the exact synopsis of what they said, but he will be aligning himself with an enemy, a former enemy. Now, he's doing that apparently to actually help track down Diaz on the outside. So maybe Brick has quite a bit of influence on the inside. I did say that I can't imagine it's anyone like Bronze Tiger or Brick, but at the same time now, this is making me think, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, that it could be him. Stephen Amell has also teased that there would be a whole episode quite literally contained within one room, or Oliver being in one room, if I remember correctly. Now, what we see here is Oliver with a door sat on, like in a room. It looks like what I would just call isolation in prison, whether you've been caught out for fighting or whatever, and you kind of obviously get sent off to a block, like an even worse kind of detention cell. And here we have Oliver with a door going down on him, and I can imagine that this might be that episode where things are going to be going even harder for him, depending on how long that kind of prison would decide to keep him in there for a punishment. But I would, I have no idea if this is true, but it could very well be, and it looks like it could be that episode where he's completely isolated. Now, we do get quite a bit of Curtis in this trailer, I believe for the first time as well, and I'll get to the other scenes in a second, but I think this must be like an Argus base, because what we do know this season is that Dig isn't necessarily going to help out anyone in Team Arrow. In fact, he might be getting in their way, which also we see in this trailer. It's interesting to see Curtis in the background there. He may be with Renee and obviously Dinah, and may have just been asked to help out with something in the meantime, because Curtis seems to be doing multiple different things in this trailer. And speaking of Dig interrupting stuff, this is exactly what I mean. And we've actually had a promo photo of this before, I think from whether it's TV Insider or Spoiler TV, I can't remember. Essentially what is going on is what I just said in terms of Dig is going to be kind of with Argus, and that includes like helping out citizens and keeping them away from essentially what Team Arrow used to do. And when you catch Team Arrow breaking the law, which is what they did all the time, it's like, guys, come on, you're not meant to do this. If it was anyone else, they'd be in trouble. But Dig will probably be like, come on, guys, you would normally be effed for this, but, I know you. Interestingly enough, here we see Felicity without the purple hair dye kind of thing. So you would have thought, or you could assume, that the witness protection thing is kind of somewhat over, or she just feels that she doesn't need to hide behind that anymore, because she's going full swing after Diaz, after maybe getting attacked by Diaz. I mean, there's so many pieces of the puzzle that we're trying to put together here. Now, guys, I think this is the season of all seasons for the Black Siren redemption arc, because I love how they just showed this shot here right after Renee said, Oliver asked us to carry on, and we see Dinah and Black Siren, or just the new Laurel, if you will, using both their canary powers. It's a truly awesome shot, and I can't wait to see what goes on with Black Siren this season. Obviously, she's pretending to be Laurel, but it's just really cool here as well in this shot, with like the old kind of Team Arrow with minus Oliver, all looking like, holy shit, what has just happened? Felicity looks scared out of it. Well, they all look shocked, to be honest. Even Anatoly is there. So maybe they somewhat rescued Anatoly for some reason or another. Maybe they can, he can help them find where Diaz is, or just maybe some form of information. Another interesting part to this is that Diggle is even there. So maybe, they both decided to go on separate operations. Felicity leading Curtis, Renee, Dinah, Black Siren, blah, 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 in that, and Diggle, Argus went in there, and they both may have like ruffled each other's feathers, but it ultimately ended up in a bit of a mess, and now they're looking at the result of it. We do see Wild Dog here, or at least we think that is Wild Dog, and I do believe that maybe well, it most likely is, just because Renee seems to be consistently throughout these trailers saying like, when are we going to kind of get back into doing what Oliver wanted us to do, and that's carry on, and Dino and everyone's like that, we can't, there's no vigilantes in the city apart from the fake Green Arrow. So, you know, probably is Renee, unless, you know, you're along the theories of that, you know, the Longbow Hunters or whoever the copycat Green Arrow is also going around and giving vigilantes a bad name. I believe that's Dinah on top of the barrels. I can't really make it out, but it also looks like Dinah is the one shooting the barrels, and it looks like Curtis along the right hand side is getting blown back by it. It's hard to make it out exactly. At the same time, it could be Red Dart and that could be Dinah on top of the barrels, but you know, this is one of those shots where it's like, is it, isn't it, who is it? Now, I'm very happy to say in this trailer as well, we do get some awesome shots at the Longbow Hunters, but in this scene here, we see Diaz, which we know who is aligning himself with the Longbow Hunters, firing at Renee, who seems to be undercover for the FBI because he's wearing an FBI shirt, which is very interesting. Who knows what they're going after here? They have some like hazardous materials everywhere in this lab, it looks like, so maybe they are got a plan to do some kind of attack. We're gonna have to wait and see there, but you know, it's really cool seeing Diaz for the first time. Not only do we get the Longbow Hunters drop here, but we also get to see Diaz with him, which is with them. Now, with all of this really cool Longbow Hunter footage here, it seems that maybe this is the lab as well, with whatever door they're opening here, and this may be what they're after when they're attacking Renee. But what I can say for sure is that she has a damn cheeky face on when she starts reaching for the box, so it seems that they're pretty happy with what they've got their hands on. Now, whilst Oliver is in prison, it does seem like it's going to be Team Arrow versus the Longbow Hunters, because we do hear Felicity essentially say that, you know, this is our best connection to Diaz in months. So it's all about finding Diaz, but the Longbow Hunters are going to be the problem in the way between Felicity essentially and hunting down Diaz, because, you know, Felicity is damn straight about getting, you know, a hold of Diaz. And talking about Diggle tension between the team, this is exactly the personification of it, really. I think it will get more heated after he says this. You know, he's like, Argus is handling it. He's like, for crying out loud, Felicity, just let us handle this. And she is literally like, I am not dropping this for anyone. We see William here with the Hosen necklace. I don't know. I literally cannot remember for the life of me what happened to that thing. So whether Felicity gives it to him or like somebody else who had it, or whether it was just in the freaking Arrow Cave or something like that, I don't know. But it might just be a little bit of that legacy vibe to it all. This is what I mean about Curtis. He's like, you know, my days of being in the field were over the day Oliver went to prison. So it seems that his kind of role is going to be not necessarily in the field. Maybe it will be at some point. But he's going to be like bouncing between different things, I feel. Being very helpful with wherever he's at. But I'm sure he's going to be, you know, doing various different things that are probably very integral to what maybe the others like Felicity are doing, maybe what Diggle is doing, maybe he's even caught between the two, maybe he's being asked to come in the field by Renee or even Felicity, and this is one of Felicity's rejections from not only Diggle but Curtis as well. And then lastly, guys, we get some more footage of the copycat Green Arrow. Now, I do want to point out though, we haven't had any Roy footage in the trailer, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, is that deliberate? Is that deliberate in making us think, you know, obviously this guy's, you know, Roy Harper, but then that could be like a double bluff because it might not be Roy Harper, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. Why do you think that they haven't shown Roy yet? Is it because that it could be, you know, him as this mysterious new archer? There's so many different options, but all I know is that they want us to get excited about Roy Harper. But that is the gist of this trailer, guys, from my eyes. Let me know what you thought of everything I said down in the comments below. I thought it was an absolutely incredible trailer. As I said, it is familiar footage, but they gave it like a rocket boost, you know, coming into the season. I just cannot wait for this. It's going to be incredible. But if you like this video, guys, leave a like on it, as it really does show your support for the channel. And also, if you're brand new to this channel, why not subscribe for more Arrow videos just like this, including reviews and trailer breakdowns when it comes back very, very shortly. But Vigilantes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.